Welcome to the Athlete Institute in Mono, Ontario. OSBA regular season matchup between the hometown Orangeville Prep Provincial versus Scarborough Prep. I'm Chris McKee doing the play-by-play once again. Thanks for joining me. We got some Jack Harlow bumping in the background. So your starters for Scarborough Prep: number 21, Owen Wiseman; 22, Andre Stinson; 23, Keontae Adams; 28, Chris Emmanuel; and 35, Uthman Fakih. Out there for Orangeville right now, you got Griffin Collinson, Rowan Scott Smith, Owen Kenny, Riaz Saliu, and Chris Kirstens. Let's go. Kirstens against Stinson for the tip-off. Stinson wins. And then Scarborough Prep. I don't think I've ever seen a faster basket in my life. That's Uthman Fakih right off the gate. Kirstens leaves it for Collinson. Corner for Saliu. Collinson looking for space, guarded tightly. Scott Smith underneath the Kirstens. Underneath, turnover, that's stolen by Stinson. Scarborough Prep pushes the ball up. Good atmosphere in the gym. Fakih back to Wiseman, wide open look. No good. Ball muscled around. Saliu comes away with it. And there's a foul called. Looks like it's on Chris Emmanuel, 28. So an unseasonably warm October evening here up in the Orangeville area. It's a beautiful day, nice drive up. Crowd still filling in, dealing with some of that rush hour traffic. Heading north of the city, Scott Smith guarded by Wiseman. Kenny with the ball in his hand. Had a big night last week when I was up here. Kirsten underneath. Kirsten's being triple teamed. Fadeaway jumper. Kirstens gets the roll. Nice start for Chris. A lot of noise in the building. The Orangeville junior team out there making a racket. Corner three, Owen Wiseman, wide open look. Short, rebound Kinney. So Wiseman playing defense in every inch of the court. Kirsten pump fake, and he's fouled. Couldn't get it to go. Nice pump fake, and then Chris drove and attacked, gets himself to the line. So it should be a good matchup tonight between Kirsten and Stinson, the two big guys underneath the basket. Kirsten, usually one of the focal points of the Orangeville's offense, hits his first free throw. So if you are out there in YouTube Streamland, drop me a line. Let me know if you're listening, the volume is all right. If I'm saying any names wrong, hit me up at Mr. McKee on Twitter. Kirstens hits both of his free throws. Fakih, ball in his hand. And one of the Scarborough guys just slipped out there. Wiseman, and then he's fouled by Griffin Collinson. A little too anxious on his defense. Not a shooting foul. Wiseman will inbound underneath, excuse me. That's Keontae Adams, ball in his hand. That was who was slipping around. Andre Stinson, two-handed. Muscled that in. So there's the two big guys getting it going early for both squads. Collinson weaving around. He's got Scott Smith, wide open look. Too strong. Ball still floating around out there. Kirsten dives for it. What a hustle play. Chris Kirstens. Are they calling a foul on him? You gotta be kidding me. Diving for the ball. Head coach Eric Rawwire, none too pleased. And certainly see his point of view. So already the two big dudes showing out. I hope they keep going toe-to-toe for the rest of the night. Should be a good battle. Scarborough Prep, Faki to Wiseman. Too much. Salyu comes away with it. And then he gives it right back. But it tipped out. It should be Orangeville ball, yeah. Wiseman knocked it out. I think with some of the younger guys, there's that sort of notion, you make a big play, he goes and rips the ball away from a couple guys, and he wants to push it up, but if it's not there, you know, it's almost like a quarterback. If the route's not there, how many times have we seen Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers just throw the ball into the ground? It's not there, whereas in basketball, hey, hold it up, relax. Don't throw into tight coverage. Scott Smith inbounds. To Kirstens, he's trying to back down Stinson. Stinson all over him. Scott Smith for three. And Salyu comes away with it. Kenny. Griffin Collinson. No good, but knocked out of bounds by Stinson. So it'll still be Orangeville's ball. Good ball movement. They just got to start hitting shots, early jitters, let them get the legs in them. Scott Smith circles around. Kirsten's wide open look. Chris attacks, rolls around every bit of the rim, just doesn't fall for him. Scarborough Prep in transition, and then they just threw that away. Uthman Faki also too anxious. Exactly what I just talked about with Riaz Salyu, where if it's not there, don't be afraid to hold it up. .647 to go, 4 apiece. Good start to the game for both teams. The energy's there, certainly. Scott Smith races over half court. Owen Kenny, why not? Can't get it to go. Faki, off-balance jumper. Uthman Faki, and one. That's big. So Scarborough Prep doing a better job of finishing here in the first couple minutes. So forgive me, the OSBA updated roster for Scarborough Prep is last year. They don't have this year's roster up, so a lot of the guys I've done research on aren't on the team. So we're going names and numbers today. Jaden Zhao seeing his first action for Orangeville. Kick out. And then Kirstens was battling for position, and then just a little miscommunication between him and Riaz. .74 for the visitors. Faki, he's quick. It's a corner three. No good. That's David Ekechukwu, first action. And that's an easy lay-in. Let me get the number on this. It's 23. That's Keontae Adams. It can't be. That's 28, excuse me. Chris Emmanuel. Those numbers very similar. So Scarborough Prep's numbers remind me of the Detroit Pistons, like early 2000s numbers. Very similar uniform. That metallic number. And a foul off the ball. Chris Emmanuel on Chris Kirstens. So hoop season underway. Great to be back in the gym. Thanks for all of you for joining us out there on the YouTube stream. Of course, coming up following this game, Orangeville Prep national squad versus Hodan Prep, which is the former Vaughn. I'm not sure where the Hodan name comes from, but Alas, is what it is. Kirsten, I want to see Chris Turn take that shot. If he can add that, it'll allow him so much more space to attack the basket. And Jaden Zhao, lovely little jump shot from Jaden just off the bench. Fakir. And lost a handle on it. And stepped out of bounds. You'll see that at least 3 times a night from each team. This time the culprit, Keontae Adams. Zhao had a wide open lane, sees it, dishes to Kirsten, and one! Chris Kirstens. That's his moneymaker right there, those hard baskets. And then that's the second time already he's got himself to the free throw line. So Stinson, that's also good. For Orangeville Prep, these guys picking up fouls early. And Chris can't convert. There's Stinson with the loose ball. Uthman Fakir, ball in his hand. He's got a really quick first step and rolls around every bit of the rim and drops for him. Uthman Fakir. Nice start for him tonight. Good defense from Scarborough Prep. Riaz parts the Red Sea. Two-handed dunk. Riaz Saliu. Well, that'll wake him up. Well, this is as loud as I've ever seen this gym, and it's about a quarter full. Wiseman. Bodies dropping everywhere. Scarborough ball, that's tipped out of bounds. Ekachuku just tipped it out. Scarborough Prep leads by 1, 11-10, 4:24 to go. And Riaz Saliu just woke up the gym. I have a feeling that's going to be on his Instagram tonight. Kirstens, one-on-one. Chris attacks and denied by Stinson. Fakir. It rolls around and drops. Griffin Collinson trailing, fouls him, and Uthman Fakir. Luck on his side right there. Time almost stopped for him for a second there as that ball just rolled around and then fell for him. So Uthman's speed causing all sorts of problems here in the first quarter for Orangeville. He's electric. He just snuck behind the defense there. Can't convert though, and Saliu steals that. Jaden Zhao, and that's got to be a foul. How is that not a foul? He literally jumped in front and body checked him. Alas, it's called a turnover. Fakir with the ball in his hand, guarded by Scott Smith. Fakir running in circles, and Casilla couldn't get a handle on it. I mean, it wasn't the greatest pass from Uthman, but that hit your hands. Casilla still got to come away with it. Like they say in the NFL, if the ball touches your hand, should have made the catch. So we're seeing Thomas Baldoff for the first time for Orangeville, number 6. Zhao to Scott Smith, had his shot, didn't want it, and then turns it over. I saw that last week a little bit with Rowan. He had open looks, but is looking for the pass. It's like if they're giving you the looks, take it. Take the shot. They'll eventually go in for you. Stinson loses a handle on it. We got Elijah McLean out there, number 8 as well. Long jumper, no good. Akachuku comes away with it, and the shot clock expires. See, that's one right there where the crowd came into effect because they couldn't hear the coach and his teammates doing the shot clock countdown. So, hey, that turnover, credit to the crowd. Yes, they have home court advantages in high school ball as well. Jaden Zhao, ball in his hands. Guarded. Not anymore. Chris Kirsten. And being a little too clever with it. Balled off. Gives it back to Chris. Wide open. Take it, Chris. No good. Rebound, Elijah McLean. Elijah. And then Riaz Salyu back on defense. Gets in the way of that. And a hard foul from Stinson. Kirstens goes down. I don't see much in that. I mean, he's just going for the ball. Stinson's a big dude. He gives Chris a little fist bump to say, hey, no harm intended. And Andre's a big dude. If you bump into him, you might have a problem. 2:45 to go. 13-10, Scarborough Prep out front. The DJ finally waking up here. So I'll plug my podcast. I have a college basketball podcast, undraftedfreeagent.com. You can check it out on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio. This is season 3. I left it alone for the summer. And I just did my first episode this week with former BioSteel All-Canadian Jabril Price-Noel from Scarborough. Started his career down at Pacific under Damon Stoudemire in the West Coast Conference, so playing against Gonzaga and all that. And now he transferred last year to Wagner, which is in the NEC. Wagner also, Ramir Moore, former OSBA player. Ramir was down at TRC Academy, started his career at St. Joe's, and so had a great conversation with Jabril Price. We talked BioSteel, we talked Scarborough, we talked yoga. He's, it says how much the yoga helps him. I was just trying to preach that to Janai Dunkley, distant before the game. He's saying his knees are hurting him. Like, hey, get into the yoga, bro. And so go check that out. You can check out just my website, undraftedfreeagent.com. I'll be putting more articles and stuff up now that hoop season's here. I left it alone because I have a golf radio show. I'm busy doing that, as well as my other job. Kirsten's hitting free throws. So I had a good chat with Jabril. It's about 30 minutes long. Go check it out, undraftedfreeagent.com. Tomorrow I have, I probably shouldn't jinx it, but whatever. I'm speaking with the head coach of the University of Texas, El Paso, UTEP, the Miners in Conference USA, Joe Golding. Usually have about 30 or 40 NCAA coaches throughout the year. Check it out. Zhao. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He's got to get it up. Scott Smith from way downtown. In and out. Jaden Zhao. Jaden with a Euro step. Kirstens. And Chris lost the handle on it and goes crashing hard. Thankfully, they have that cushion there. And Chris gets up just all right. Long outlet pass from McLean. And weaves through. Wow, what a feed. My goodness. That's Chris Emmanuel on the finish. What a pass, though. Elijah McLean. 15-12. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. They can't keep this pace up all day. These boys will be gassed. Corner 3, Thomas Baldoff. Bam! Put that in the bank account. Thomas Baldoff. Corner 3 ties the game for Orangeville. 15 apiece. And the follow, that's Casilla for Scarborough Prep. Jaden Zhao, really careless. but gets it to Kirstens. And they are all over Chris. Has 2 cracks at it, but no good. So substitution. Arjun Bardwaj, seen his first action, had a nice night last Tuesday when I was up here. He can hit shots. Orangeville's 3 not going for them, so maybe Arjun can rev that up. McLean. Wiseman had his look, didn't want it. Casilla. McLean showing his handle to Emmanuel. And how was that a foul? He shot the ball off the rim. Ugh. And that's on Chris Kirstens. That's going to be him to the bench now. So we're going to see Jack McMahon for the first time as Kirstens picks up a couple fouls. Jack, no headband this game, was rocking it last week, a la Jim McMahon of the old Chicago Bears. Probably heard me say that and saw the Jim McMahon picture and went, I can't be that dude, but you should. He was the dude back then. Emmanuel, short on his first attempt. Hits a second, 18-15. It's under a minute to go in the first quarter. Zhao for Scott Smith. Jaden from the free throw line. That was, everything but the finish. Bardwaj, and he's traveled. They called for a travel. McLean, ball in his hand to Wiseman and Scott Smith. A little hip check. And then we're going to see Eamon Eshak as Scott Smith goes to the bench, excuse me. So I was on the radio this morning, 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. Anytime I do one of these games, they switch me around instead of just give me the full day off. But for the future games, I will have a day off, so I won't be as much of a zombie. So did my radio shift yesterday, recorded my golf show, which airs at 7 p.m. tonight on Saga 960, but don't switch off the live stream. Check it out on Spotify and all that after. Wiseman hitting free throws, 20-15, 31 seconds to go. But yeah, did my radio shift yesterday, then up till about midnight doing my golf show. Got about 3 hours of sleep on the radio this morning. Slept another 2 or 3 hours after. And here I am. Jaden Zhao. Emmanuel up to Casilla. And Casilla off the glass. So he's made a nice impact coming off the bench. 10 seconds left. Orangeville holds for the last shot. Zhao. 3, 2, Jaden recognizes, and that was ugly. Not a very good possession for Orangeville to finish that off. A lot of guys running around with their head down. Alas, it is what it is. So good first half for both teams, really torrid pace. I like that. 22-15. And so Uthman Faki showing maybe he might be a little bit of a class above with his speed and his ability to attack the basket there in the first quarter. See if he can keep that up for the rest of the night. Chris Kirstens doing everything. Chris is being double, triple teamed under that basket, being mugged, but he got himself a couple quick fouls, and so that's going to be a storyline to follow. Got to keep him out of foul trouble. Orangeville needs 24 out in the court. Some P. Diddy and Mace going on in the background. We're talking somewhere between 97, 98 maybe. It's funny, at the time, I couldn't stand this era of hip-hop. It was too commercial for me. Well, then, you know, you look back in hindsight, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. But at that age, it just wasn't gully enough for me. I was, you know, my Wu-Tang, my Nas, Black Rob. That's the kind of world I was living in. Redman back then. And then, of course, a lot of electronic music in those days. I think, you know what, that's a documentary idea. No one, I don't think, is definitively covered. Now, we had the Notorious movie with Biggie, but no one's really covered that era of Bad Boy Records and all the antics that were going on. You got Shine shooting a guy in a nightclub, getting, what, 12 years in jail for P. Diddy with J-Lo in the car, and all this, you know, #1 pop hits. And so much about Bad Boy needs to be documented. LeBron, if you're out there uninterrupted, write me a check, bro. I'll get it done. Let's talk. Back to it. Jaden Zhao. Orangeville's got to get that 3 going. And on cue, Owen Kenny must have heard me. That's the 3 they needed. Fakih loses it, stolen, and then Fakih denies, but he's called with a foul. A little unlucky. And that's Griffin Collinson with the steal, and Griffin to the line. So Griffin out of Burlington. Had a really nice night last week, enjoyed his game. Had the chance to speak to him after the game, the little interview. I've been so insanely busy and will be this week as well. So I'll get to all those highlights next week, posting them. Coming up Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm also doing the play-by-play for the Women's OCAA Soccer Championships. I'm doing 4 games Thursday, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday. So I won't be at my computer much editing video. Wiseman. I'll get there, though. Don't worry, boys. And a hand check foul called. So Griffin, during our conversation, says he's got Ivy League aspirations. That's kind of where he sees himself playing college basketball. I like the answer. Uthman Fakih. Guarded by Griffin. Wiseman. Underneath, it's got to be a travel. No good. Saliu. And the follow. And ball just bouncing around everywhere. And looks like a Scarborough Prep foul. It is. That's big. That's Andre Stinson. So if you're Orangeville, that's what you want. You want 22 on the bench because he's been really key, especially in neutralizing Chris Kirsten. So Andre Stinson, quick breather. Chris Emmanuel back in. Kenny cuts the lead to 1. 22-21. Fakih. And that's got to be a charge. Yeah. So Uthman lost a handle on it. He was in that, I'm going to Euro step. No, I'm going to pass. I could see, you know, that hamster wheel turning in his head. And he gets called with a charge. Good call, referee. Now Fakih to the bench. Scarborough Prep pressing. I'd like to see more of this at the high school level. Go play some defense, man. Make stuff happen. Ty Lee out there for the first time. Scarborough Prep, #2. Bardwaj, and then Ty Lee is going to get called with a foul maybe, yeah. Also, Prince Mazimpaka, number 30, came in to replace Stinson. Saliu rocked the gym in that first quarter with the dunk. Good ball movement. Corner three, Kenny, bam. Owen Kinney heating up. 2 attempts, 2 threes. Keep shooting, young man. Not sure what's going on over there. Scarborough Prep inbound, Emmanuel. Short on that attempt. There's Keontae Adams down the other end. And now Saliu for Orangeville. You had the look, my man. They all ran away from him. He had half a second there. Zhao, long three, short. Rebound Wiseman. Ty Lee slowing things down for Scarborough Prep, who trailed for the first time since, well, I guess 2-0, I guess. Somewhere early in the game. And the response, my goodness, that's Keontae Adams, corner three. High arcing, that was lovely. I think they're calling that a 2. Foot must have been on the line. Kenny, heat check, finally misses. Scarborough Prep in transition, and Adams is fouled hard, down, jumps up quickly. Shoe fell off though. Now, I was trying to do research on Keontae. If you Google the name Keontae Adams basketball, there's probably at least 15 dudes that have played NCAA basketball in the past 5 years named Keontae Adams, so not a lot of information I could find on him. Well, hey, for his sake, let's hope he adds to that list of Keontae Adams in college hoops. Keep hitting free throws, and you will. So the crowd silenced a little bit. We want to get them back in. Saliu had them rocking after that dunk. Kirsten's had them going too. He's back out there after taking a little bit of a breather. What did I miss that there's a foul? It might have been the coach, Ben Saunders, talking because he's a little heated over there, so may have been hit with a tee. I didn't see it, but I'm assuming that's the case because he's still talking. Not quite sure what his issue was. His guy was put on the free throw line. The foul was called. So Kinney, he's having a night. Ties it at 26. Ty Lee, guarded by Zhao. Oh, lovely first step. Hey, why put that up, Ty? Adams, floater inside to Emmanuel. Oh, denied, Saliu. Big block from Riaz. Kirsten's showing his handle. And after hitting 2 in a row, Kinney's cooled off. Adams had a lane, skates in for Ekachuku, excuse me. I had him phonetically spell it out to me before the game. Foul on Orangeville. A lot of much ado about nothing happening right now. Keontae Adams inbounds. Faki back on the court after a little breather. And I love his first step. That's pretty sweet. Uthman Faki. Kirsten's down the other end and denied by David Ekachukwu, but he's called with a foul. So Faki just blowing by dudes. And Orangeville doesn't have an answer. Kirsten's. So Chris, a class of 2023. Hits 1 of 2. And then Kenny bails him out. Zhao, you had the 3. Take it, man. Analytics, but hey, I mean, the 2 works. You had the open look through. You got the rebound on a free throw, so you're playing with house money. Take the 3. Faki, step back this time. Too much. Kenny rebound. Zhao. Collinson, spin move. Oh. Griffin Collinson. Oh, that's special right there. That's he did a similar move last week. That's his moneymaker. Pulls it out at least once a week. Collinson. Zhao. Kirsten's muscling it, gets it back, and then loses it. Ty Lee fouls him. Good hustle from Chris inside. Well, I think I'll take a sip of my BioSteel energy drink. Big thanks to Mark Peterson for bringing that up. What are we going with here? Blueberry, or blue raspberry, I'm about it. Although, thank God, yeah. Every time they play the shake it like a Polaroid picture, they get rid of it. We got some Still Dre in the background off Dr. Dre's classic The Chronic 2001 album. This song was actually written by Jay-Z. If you look at the liner notes, it says written by S. Carter. So he wrote this for Dre. Co-produced by Scott Storch. That's who did the piano lick on it. I love this album. This is one of those albums, you put it on, I think there's about 24 songs on it, start to finish. And each one just still hits to this day. The production quality is still out of this world. So I used to be Royce da 5'9's agent for many years. Royce wrote the last song on this album. It's a song that Dre wrote. It's supposedly about his brother, but Royce actually wrote it about a friend that was killed. And then Dre changed 2 or 3 lyrics to make it about his brother. And it made the Chronic 2001. I got to pick Royce's brain about some of those writing sessions that they had for the Chronic. He says incredible. He's like, you go in, there's like literally 20 dudes writing one song. And so I get a kick of all these young rappers that don't want to have people help them write. No, I'm writing everything. It's like, well, Dr. Dre has 18 people help him write one song, and we're still listening to that album 22 years later. But nobody's listening to you, so stop being greedy. It takes a team sometimes. Drake has people writing for him. Kirsten's can't convert, but Kinney gets the rebound. Jaden Zhao. Shot clock at 5 for 3. That's a bit more like it. Jaden Zhao. Orangeville up 35-28. Creating a bit of space against Scarborough Prep. Bit more like it. Emmanuel with the ball in his hands. And now denied again. Riaz Salyu down the other way. Collinson traveled. Good call, referee. So Griffin a little too anxious to get to that three-point line, excuse me. We're also seeing number 5, Nathan Spalding, ball in his hand for the first time tonight for Scarborough Prep. So good to see. They're going deep into their bench. Everyone getting a run. Casilla. Spaulding for 3, why not? Kirstens comes away with it. Chris wants to go coast to coast. He slipped there, got away with the travel. I'm not sure what the call was there. That was something off the ball. I don't know what it is. Salyu to the bench. Riaz has been a spark. Arjun Bardwaj back in. We got to time it on the floor. We got to play some more Chronic 2001. They got to delete this song from the playlist. I mean, these albums, so back in about, 2003, 2004, Outkast put out a double album box set. What is it? The Love Box, The Speaker Below, something. And one album was all Andre 3000 songs. The other was all Big Boy songs. And for my money, the Big Boy album was better. That's the one that I Like the Way You Move, all those tunes on there. I'm not saying the Andre 3000 album wasn't great, and I believe this won the Grammy for Rap Album of the Year that year, in like 04 or 05 maybe. Something. But this ain't the tune. This is a soccer mom song. And I'm a soccer dad, I know. Spaulding, ball in his hands. 3:50 to go. Nathan lost a handle on it. Body's falling everywhere, and I think the foul is on Spaulding trying to get his rebound back. Arjun will shoot a couple free throws. Arjun from Markham, Ontario. A blossoming city. I remember when I was a kid, there was nothing in Markham. Like literally nothing. And to see what it is now is crazy. Really built up. Bardwaj puts the lead to 36-28. Orangeville looking good right now. Wiseman, that's a charge. What? I love that from Arjun. He did that a couple times last week. He took 2 or 3 charges, did it again there. Great positioning. And Owen Wiseman just ran right into him. I'm not going to lie, I want to see more of Arjun. This guy, he just makes an impact. Did it last week, doing it again today. Great energy off the bench. Wiping some of that sweat off the floor. Zhao, guarded by Spaulding. Jaden hit a big 3. And, you know, he had a wide open look, and he was just hell-bent on passing it. I don't know why. A nice little wide open lane for a jumper there. Spaulding in the corner. Looks like Casilla was. And now Kirsten smothers the ball like a fumble. But it's going to be Scarborough Prep ball. Elijah McLean looks like inbounding. Ekachuku leaves it for McLean. McLean skates through off the glass, air ball. Shot clock wanted down, they got to get it up. That's it. No, that ball didn't touch rim. That should be Orangeville ball. So Scarborough Prep gets a break there because that ball didn't touch rim. Alas, they get a reset shot clock. Casilla for Spalding. Shot clock at 5, 4, 3. He recognizes. No good. Rebound, Kinney. And they're just a careless pass, but Saliu bails him out, and then no, he doesn't, because Orangeville was hell-bent on giving that ball away right there. Settle down, boys. You got the lead. No need to push. Nothing wrong with taking an 8-point lead to half. McLean for 3. Riaz Saliu. He's owned the boards tonight. Zhao, nice little first step. Feet inside, backdoor cut. And Collinson, second time's a charm. Would have been prettier the first time. But alas, it still counts for the same. 10-point lead, largest lead of the game for Orangeville Prep. So with their big men on the bench in foul trouble, Orangeville's been able to open a bit of a lead here. Casilla for Spalding. Little floater just inside the free throw line, no good. Scott Smith comes away with it. Zhao. Saliu. Wide open look, Collinson. Air ball. And then Scott Smith comes away with it. Rowan with a little floater. Bardwaj denied. That was all ball. Unfortunate for David Ekechukwu. Substitutions for Scarborough Prep. Man, that BioSteel is good. It's really good. The juice, the sports drink. Sugar-free, that's what I like about it. Don't need that sugar, it burns energy. Uthman Faki, this dude is lightning quick. And it's gonna be a charge. And there's Bardwaj again, another charge he just took. This dude putting his body on the line. Every team needs a guy like Arjun. You need that dude who's gonna go out there and lay it out there. Because I think that it's infectious, right? Other guys start seeing it and wanna get in on that. .115 to go in the half. Orangeville up by 10. They need smart possessions here. Bardwaj and Saliu, everyone trying to get at it. And Riaz tried to throw it off the defender, stolen by Collinson. And then he's fouled by Ekechukwu. So David's already got quite a few. That's got to get him to the bench. Minute to go. Collinson at the line. So Griffin, a class of 2025, a lot of high school left in him, bright future. Here's Faki to Emmanuel. And Chris Emmanuel on the finish. So lead at 9 for Orangeville. Zhao. Jaden spots Bardwaj. And this dude is some player. Arjun Bardwaj, he's having a night. Energy off the bench, and then he just took another charge, 3 charges. This guy, damn, crown my man. That's 3 charges he's taken after hitting the big 3. Well, he's certainly my player of the first half. Let's hope he can keep it up in the second half. So Eamon Eshak out there, number 3. Orangeville with the last shot. Baldoff already hit a 3. Thomas, and it turns it over. Wiseman, 3-on-1 for Scarborough, and there's Saliu, and he's called with a foul. Owen a little fortunate there because he didn't really have a good look at it. The ball kind of slipped out of his hands, and then Riaz made contact. 1.5 left, and he'll shoot some free throws. But if you're Orangeville, you got to heave. So you wonder if maybe Coach Eric will call a timeout and try to figure out who's going to heave this, or they're just going to get it and chuck it up. Wiseman cuts it to 11. So big free throw to get it to 10. And then here's that timeout we talked about. Coach Rawwire going to drop a play, try and get a heave here. I'm thinking either Riaz Saliu, because I've seen him make a few sort of quarterback-esque long passes, or Owen Kenny has hit a couple long threes. Maybe you try to get him something somewhere around half court, and he can heave it up. So don't forget, if you are out there, my radio show starting at 7 p.m. on Saga 960. This Week in Golf. Check it out. Don't check it out right now. Maybe at the half. Give me a little 5-minute listen, and then it's on podcast version as well. Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. And then my basketball podcast, go check out undraftedfreeagent.com. Had a great conversation this week with Jabril Price-Noel from Wagner. And the turnover, and I don't know what Ekachukwu's doing. He should have caught it and put it up. And Coach Saunders calling for a foul, but alas, Orangeville Prep will take a 10-point lead to the half. Nice half for both sides. 42-32. I'm Chris McKee. Give me 10 minutes. We'll be back for the start of the second half. Check 1, 2, welcome back to the Athlete Institute here in Mono, Ontario. I'm Chris McKee. So the high scores for the first half, we had Uthman Fakih with 11 points for Scarborough Prep, and Chris Kirstens and Owen Kenny both had 10 apiece for Orangeville Prep. Good first half. I mean, for a second there, it looked like Scarborough Prep was going to run away with it, and then Orangeville settled down, and then they end up with a 10-point lead. So Scarborough Prep's big guys got into some foul trouble. Andre Stinson and who else? Prince Mazimpaka, also the two big guys, and they were doing a great job. And then with them on the bench, Orangeville was allowed to go on a bit of a run. They finally started to hit the three-point shot, which eluded them in the first quarter. And that was the difference in that second quarter. Owen Kinney, couple big threes. Arjun Bardwaj out there, he's taken 3 charges. And he's also hit a big 3. R.I.P. Coolio, Gangster's Paradise bumping in the back, just died, what, about a week or 2 ago? I booked a show for him, a couple shows for him many moons ago. People don't, I mean, this is like a pop song now, but when this song first came out, it hit. It was like one of the biggest songs of that summer. What are we talking, like 95, 96, somewhere around there? Here we go. Second half, Elijah McLean, ball in his hands. Scarborough Prep. Ooh. Who's that? 20 through Keontae Adams and 1. So he shot out of a cannon. He's pretty amped. Good start to the second half for Scarborough Prep. So if you're Scarborough Prep, don't really change too much. Maybe just defend the 3 a little bit better, because I think they got a little lax because Orangeville's three-point shooting in that first quarter very poor, so they got a little lax and then allowed those shots in the second quarter, excuse me. And so maybe just tighten up that D. Aside from that, they were playing really well. Jaden Zhao. Salyu, good ball movement. Scott Smith wide open. He wanted it way earlier. Regardless, swish. Rowan Scott Smith. Corner 3, great start for Orangeville in the second half. And there's a wrestling match on the floor. Kenny, Scott Smith to Jaden Zhao, and denied Andre Stinson. Big block. See, that's the difference, right? When Stinson's on the bench, those shots were wide open, uncontested. Stinson in there, he's causing problems. I don't know why the shot clock was reset on that. It was a block. Orangeville gets a bit of a favor there. Scott Smith. Adams bounce pass to Wiseman. And look, should he have handled it better? Yeah, but that's a reckless pass. There was no need for that kind of mustard on a pass. It was a simple, he does that kind of one-handed bounce pass that has spin on it. Fundamentals. Sometimes that gets lost on some of the young guys. Kirstens, he called it he's lucky he got to travel, because it could have been a charge, because he bumped into Wiseman, who stood his ground. And so if you're Orangeville, take the travel over the foul, because you need Chris out there. Scarborough Prep pushing it up. Elijah McLean, ball in his hand. Little floater from Elijah. That's pretty sweet. Elijah McLean. He's got some nice handle. If he can make that shot, you're going to keep playing for a while. Zhao. And Stinson. Stinson is stingy. Big block. How do you call him with a foul on that? So had a nice chat before the game with Andre Creighton, assistant coach with Scarborough Prep. Andre played his college ball for the Niagara Purple Eagles. Also coaches the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans, AAU. Where is he at? I think he said he was at Victory Academy last year. Elijah stuck and has it stolen by Kirstens, and then he's fouled by Emmanuel. And Emmanuel looked like he took one in the chops. Elijah McLean was messing around with it. Again, so Scarborough Prep getting away from basketball fundamentals. A little too flashy. Keep it simple, because that's caused you 2 possessions. 45-37. Zhao will inbound. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me. If you are out there on YouTube stream, drop me a line on Twitter at Mr. McKee. Hit me up on Instagram at Mr. McKeeCM. Follow my undrafted free agent Instagram site. I always post videos. I'll get to it. Talked about I got a bit of a backlog, and I'll get some more today. And then after this week, busy all weekend doing the OCAA Women's Soccer Championship out in Oshawa at Durham College. And so I will not be in front of a computer for many days, but I will get to it. Lots of content coming all throughout the basketball season, as usual. A lot of conversation out there. I think they're discussing best pizza in Toronto. I just had a nice slice of Pizzaville. Chris Kirstens. And 7 pump fakes. And finally lays that in, Chris Kirstens. And a hand check foul against Collinson. Not needed. So let's talk pizza slice then. The best slice, I believe, in Toronto is Cora's or Papacheo's, which is down at Spadina and Harvard, or Spadina just south of Bloor. I had one on the weekend, on Saturday, and I've had it for about 30 years. Owen Wiseman denied by Kenny. And then knocked out of bounds, still Orangeville ball. That Pizziola chain is pretty good as well, as far as chain restaurants go. A bunch of them in downtown Toronto, recommended. Griffin Collinson and Andre Stinson, stingy again. Another big block. Owen Wiseman, he was looking for the foul from Salyu, but didn't get it. Owen Wiseman, nice finish though. Scarborough Prep chipping away at the lead. Turnover. Wiseman. And he had Stinson wide open. All he needed, a little behind the back pass. And Stinson's got another huge dunk. Orangeville's got numbers. Salyu didn't recognize. He had Wiseman way down there and pulled it up. Collinson, little floater. Rebound Emmanuel. And again, there's Keontae Adams with another reckless pass and a charge on Salyu. So Keontae got bailed out. It's like every guy thinks he's Jason Kidd or Andrew Nemhart out there with these, 30-yard bounce passes. Just give a nice little two-handed bounce pass. Keep it simple, but. Jeez. Speaking of Nemhart, nice start to the season for the Indiana Pacers, as well as Ben Matherin. He's just unbelievable. Young guy out of Montreal. And Adams, well, someone's called with a foul in Orangeville. That's one of my pet peeves. During all the lockdown stuff, no BioSteel, so we didn't get to see Ben Matherin during BioSteel week. And now look at him. I mean, future NBA All-Star in my book. He's already putting up huge numbers in his first 4 games, I saw. So Adams at the free throw line. Keontae has been a little reckless with the ball. Nice player. 6:22 to go in the third quarter. Orangeville crowd trying to get them back in it, wake them up. Adams cuts the lead to 6, so Scarborough Prep chipping away. Orangeville also has got to be more careful with the ball. Scarborough trapping. Nice little backdoor cut, Griffin Collinson. Lead back to 8 for Orangeville. Adams spin move, and there's Bardwaj again. Blocks that shot. Wide open look, McLean. Boom. Elijah McLean. Big three, much needed for Scarborough Prep. And there's a, almost stolen. Zhao weaving through. He had Kirsten's wide open. Bardwaj. Kenny. He might have had the extra pass, but I think he's hit enough threes tonight. He deserved to take that shot. Emmanuel, and Chris Emmanuel fouled. Emmanuel helped off the floor by his teammates. Ty Lee back in for Keontae Adams. Thomas Baldoff in for Griffin Collinson. Rolls around every bit of the rim, and the lead now down to 3. So Prince Mazimpaka back in, number 30 for Scarborough Prep. Baldoff. Kenny. Kirstens. Out to Zhao. Jaden. Arjun comes away with it. Orangeville resets. Corner 3, Thomas Baldoff. No good. Stinson. Sorry, Mazumpaka comes away with a loose ball for Scarborough Prep. McLean just hit a big 3. Let's see if he's got the heat check in him to try and tie this. He's got some handle, McLean. Casilla, he wants it. Hesitant. It was there for him. And a travel call. You know what's funny? I didn't even think Elijah traveled. I thought Casilla traveled and got away with it. And then the ref right away makes up for it. Says 2 of you in a matter of 2 seconds. Someone's getting called. We're going to see Jack McMahon back in for Kirstens. Spalding guarding Zhao. He's smothering Jaden and causes the turnover. Good defense from Spalding. Ty Lee has Casilla. Spalding wants it. And then that little floater, little teardrop, can't get it to go though. McMahon. Jaden picks up his dribble. Baldoff drives. Unlucky. Casilla comes away with it. Oh, and David Ekechukwu just took his eyes off it. Unfortunate. So that's a huge turnover. there you got Scarborough Prep, you know, one possession away from tying the game, and they turn it over. Don't forget, coming up tonight at 8 o'clock, just following this game, Orangeville Prep national team versus Hodan Prep. I'll be on the call for that again. Saw Orangeville beat Jay Addison yesterday, the day before. Baldoff attacks, and that ball goes out of bounds. So Mazampaka making an impact. So Scarborough Prep, they got the two big guys that are very similar frames. One goes out, the other comes in. So it's a good rotation they have, a good system going on. Very little drop off when, you know, whether it's the first unit, second unit, third unit, whatever. Of course, don't forget to check out the Orangeville Prep TV show, Anyone's Game, available on CBC Gem. You can go watch some of the clips on YouTube as well. Type Anyone's Game. Follows the sorry, just being asked to make an announcement here. I will do that. 1 second. Just a reminder, folks, we have food and drinks in the Bear Cup Coffee Shop on the second floor. Pizza, wraps, all sorts of drinks. I believe there's beer up there as well, so beer and pizza available on the second floor. Sorry, I have to do an in-arena announcement there, double duty. Back to it, Scarborough Prep trails by 3. Spalding, wide open look, why not? Hey, you cannot leave Nathan Spalding open like that. 49-49, he makes them pay. We got a ball game. So Scarborough Prep, we're down, I think, about 12-13 at one point in the second quarter, first half. Scott Smith turns it over. Mazampaka. Now Scarborough Prep with a chance to take the lead again. Ty Lee. Mazampaka. Nobody on him, so why not? And what a no-look pass. Baldoff. And then Bardwaj with the follow. What a no-look from McMahon. Orangeville back in front. Spalding, they got to play him tighter. He just proved to you he can hit the 3. And Spalding skates in. And David Ekachukwu, easy basket, ties the game for Scarborough Prep. Shot clock getting low. Baldoff. Corner 3, Scott Smith. Hits the rim. Rebound, Ekachukwu. Casilla on the outlet. No good. Both teams a little frantic here. You want to see them slow it down. Baldoff. And there's a foul on Prince. It looks like he pulled Arjun. Mazampaka, not the foul you want. Orangeville inbounds, 14 seconds left on the shot clock, plenty of time. 1:08 to go in the third quarter. This one looking like a good finish ahead, just the way the pace has gone back and forth. Both teams really evenly matched here tonight. Scott Smith. Bardwaj. And he's fouled hard by Stinson, but good sportsmanship. Andre picks him up quickly. Now Stinson back to the bench after that foul. So Uthman Fakih, he's been buried on the bench for a little bit, getting a bit of a breather. So definitely expect to see him on the court for the home stretch here. He's been the most electric player for Scarborough Prep. Got to get him back into that rhythm he had in that first quarter. Bardwaj pushes the lead back to 2 for Orangeville. Spalding, oof, Nathan Spalding. That's 2 threes in a row for him. Talk about an impact off the bench. And it's funny because Nathan didn't play, I don't think, a lick of the first. He didn't come on until really late in that second quarter. But this dude's a real player. Keontae Adams, and a 4th charge taken by Arjun Bardwaj. This guy, I mean, he's teaching a clinic out there on how to draw fouls. My man, do a YouTube video of that or some TikTok. You'll get 500,000 views. This is how you take a charge. It really is an art, right? Because sometimes you're playing with, you know, really, are my feet set? Can I fool the ref? And it's also anticipating the defender. No, this guy's going to shoot. I'm just going to hold my ground, let him run over me. So, McMahon, Scott Smith. Bit of an ugly attempt, and it looked ugly as well. Air ball. And it's Scarborough ball. Had the chance to see Scarborough Prep last year against the main Orangeville squad over at the Pan Am Center, Morningside. Looks to be a much different team than last year. There's Fakih. Right as the third quarter expires, can't get it to go, but if you're Scarborough Prep, you'll take that. Came into the start of the second half, down by 10, and now lead by 1 going into the fourth quarter. I'm Chris McKee, thanks for joining me. Good game here, Orangeville Prep Provincial versus Scarborough Prep, OSBA action. Going to do another in-game announcement. Just a reminder, folks, plenty of food and drinks available in the second floor in their Bear Cub Cafe. Pizza, wraps, coffee, drinks, you name it.
Thanks, Chris.
Some Cardi B. When this song first came out, this hit. What are we talking? 2017, maybe? 16, 17? It's funny, this when I used to teach at a music college, I used to teach at Trevis. It's a music college in Toronto for 8 years. And every Friday we would have New Music Friday. Make the students stand up in front of the class and play something new and cool that you think's gonna be big. One of the girls in my class, remember this clearly, put this video on, and this is when, I'm talking this video had maybe 30,000 views on YouTube, and she's like, I think this Cardi B's girl is gonna be really big, and this song's gonna be a hit. And within 2 months, you know, she was right. So that was one of the things I loved about teaching, where I had so many young people feeding me new and exciting music. It helped keep me relevant. Cardi B, one of them. I don't know about Cardi B since then, but certainly love this too. All right, fourth quarter coming up. We got a good finish. I'm hoping this is one of those last possession games, because in all honesty, when you do the Orangeville, you know, I've been on the main squad games for 6 years now. I don't get too many opportunities to call. I mean, look at Lincoln's game last week. It's a 50-point game. So I need a buzzer beater on my resume. I haven't had a good one in a while. Kirstens And the follow, Collinson, 2 easy lands missed by Orangeville. Now here's Spalding, who's just been a revelation in the second half. Inside to Faki. Uthman Faki. His speed is something else. He's going to get a chance to play at the next level somewhere, because dude's that fast. There's a place for you. We'll see him maybe get a little, add a couple, pounds to that frame. You want to play at the university level, but, and there he is on cue, a delicious little Euro step, Uthman Faki. Kirsten's wide open, put it away, big man. Chris Kirsten's. The counter punch from Orangeville. We got a slugfest here. Ty Lee, foot on the line. It should be 2 if it goes. It doesn't. Kenny rebound. Coast to coast and denied Ekechukwu. Still Orangeville ball. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. McMahon. Ooh. Jack McMahon ties it. Big corner 3. Exactly what was needed for Orangeville right there. Faki. Guarded by McMahon. And Uthman, and just wildly, he got lucky there. He was trying to toss that in the corner to Ty Lee. And one of the Orangeville guys just got a finger on it. Wiseman, as time expired, it can't be a foul. It should just be a shot clock violation. And it is. Big turnover for Scarborough. .58 all. Strap yourselves in, folks. Good finish ahead. We need that crowd back in here. Those pots and pans got to start banging again. And reckless Collinson, Faki pushes it ahead to Emmanuel. Oh, come, Emmanuel. 60-58. And another turnover, so that's back-to-back, and the possession arrow favors Scarborough Prep. So 2 turnovers in a row for Collinson. He's got to settle down. And that's him on the bench. Good call. Go regroup. Faki. Oh, good save by Casilla. Faki attacks inside to Ekechukwu, denied. Owen Kenny. Big block from Kenny. Kirstens, he's got to recognize he's got the size advantage, but he turns it over, stolen by Casilla. Casilla wisely holds up Spalding, why not? Oh, got every bit of the rim, couldn't draw for him. Kirstens. And, unlucky for Ekechukwu. I don't know if he got any there. I mean, the shot looked affected, but it might have just fallen out of Chris's hands, and he got one there. Ben Saunders on the sideline letting him know. He's already been teed up once, so he's got to watch it. This team's going to need him here down the stretch in a 2-point game. So I'm just scrolling through my Twitter there quickly, making sure no one's messaging me. Seen Manhattan University just fired their coach 2 weeks before the season. Like, what a disaster. That's a decent program. Fakih, Adams, someone's got to put this up. Keontae Adams with the shot clock running down. Shouldn't it be 64? No? All right. Kirsten's lost the handle on it. Still Orangeville ball. Forgive me, choking a bit here. Nobody moving in white. Someone's got to start moving. Finally, they do. Kirstens, guarded closely by Emmanuel. Spin move, and he's fouled by Stinson. I don't know, how many does Stinson have now? That's him in foul trouble. Is he done now? So Andre from Buffalo, New York, now to the bench. I'm not sure if he's fouled out or he's just got to sit there. If he's fouled out, that's huge for Orangeville. He is done. He's undoing his laces. Kirstens, now Orangeville's got to take advantage of that with Stinson on the bench because he's been so key. Misses an opportunity with the free throws. 5:32 to go in the ball game. Good one here. Adams, corner three, Ekechukwu. No good. Zhao has been effective running the point. And then on cue, announcer's jinx just turns it over. Casilla. And again, that pass wasn't needed if you're Scarborough. Scott Smith. Salyu. Kenny. And got the bounce. Owen Kenny. So Owen's having a night. Puts Orangeville back out in front. 63-62. Casilla, no good. Ekechukwu, though, underneath to Fakih. Easy basket, Uthman Fakih. He's everywhere. Puts Scarborough back in front by one. And a heat check again. Salyu looking for help, nobody with him. Tipped out of bounds, still Orangeville ball. You can see the guys from Hodan Prep down there to my left, getting ready to warm up following this game. I'm happy the 2 games back. I miss doing the Athlete Institute red and black games and that. Scott Smith misses. And that's incidental contact. Don't call that a foul on anyone. They're both going for the ball. Good. Scarborough ball. Timeout on the floor. Some little baby now. And there's that crowd coming back into it. That's the noise you like. It's the kind of atmosphere I want to call games in. Always a blessing to be up here calling the Orangeville Prep games. Was worth the drive from Pickering. Good drive in today, about 90 minutes. Speaking of a bad drive, I mentioned I was down in the University of Waterloo this weekend, watched my son play. 90 minutes to get from Pickering to Waterloo on the way down, over 4 hours. And I wasn't even, I'd made a plan. I was going to stop in downtown Toronto for a beer on Saturday night because, you know, I didn't have to be a father because my son was on the bus with his team. And it took me 4 hours to get from Waterloo to downtown Toronto. And I'm a traffic reporter. I know where the delays are. It is just a nightmare in this city. Back to it, McKee in the corner for Spalding, who's had a couple big threes off the bench. Adams inside to Ekachuku. Oh, and fouled by Riaz Saliu. So David Ekachuku will shoot some free throws. So one of the guys I'm really excited about watching coming up in the next game for Hodan Prep, Quentin Trudell. Got to catch him at the BioSteel Futures game that I called up here. Really liked his game. It's a young man with a nice future, and I'm excited to see him in a real game, not an exhibition game, because I know this guy, he can make things happen, so I can see him down there. So hopefully big things coming up in the second half. Couple exciting young players. Hodan, a really young team. I don't know if this is the year they're kind of going for. It looks like they're doing what Kings Christian did a couple of years ago with Coleman Stuka and Lucas Sakota and all those guys, where they just played them all together for one, you know, and let them grow together. So shout out to Coleman Stuka, eventually transferred here down at Northeastern University with Alex Nawaga. And big free throw misses. Zhao. Kenny, wide open look. Oh. And something off the ball. Looks like Emmanuel maybe pushed Kirsten's, well, that ball was in the air. I didn't see it, but the ref here closest to me did. .324, 1 point ball game. Scarborough, the visitors, in front. Scott Smith, little baseline jumper in and out. Spalding. Adams. Keontae, kick out Spalding. Nathan Spalding. This guy's had a night, 3 after 3. Talk about an injection off the bench. This guy's been something else. And now stolen. 4-on-1 and denied by Owen Kenny. Scarborough had a 4-on-1 and couldn't capitalize. That could have been a dagger for them right there. Either way, a foul called. Looks like Adams will shoot some free throws, but huge play from Kenny. We'll see how that factors in here in the last 2:42. It's the first big. So if Adams hits that, he can, you know, mute that block by Kenny right here. Make it all for naught. And he does. Huge free throws, Keontae Adams. So Collinson back in. Let's hope it's the Griffin Collinson from the first 3 quarters, not the one in the fourth. Jaden Zhao, guarded by Spalding. Underneath, and Arjun has it knocked out of bounds. Still Orangeville ball. Zhao inbounds. Shot clock at 10. Kirsten's baseline jumper, no good. And then an unnecessary foul from Kirsten's there, just not needed. And they're already in the bonus, are they? They are, so no, they're not. Sorry, they were all going down this way. I thought, is that a shooting? How's that a shooting foul? 2:21, 6 points, 6-point lead, Scarborough Prep. Orangeville's got to start getting stops or turnovers. It's not desperate, but 6 points with just over 2 minutes to go. Each possession becoming more valuable. Uthman Fakir, guarded by Collinson. There's the turnover Orangeville needed. Collinson, and denied. David Ekachukwu, huge block, and then Fakir down the other end to Adams. Wow, what a shift. Scarborough Prep, 71-63. What a block. Orangeville got the turnover it needed, and he just mugged him. How many times are they gonna mug this kid? Kirsten's twice, Emmanuel, jeez. Kirsten's, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Zhao for 3, air ball. Fakir slowing things down wisely. If you're Scarborough Prep, work the shot clock right down to the last 2 or 3 seconds. And another unnecessary foul by Chris Kirstens. You can't have your 5 fouling out or fouling players that far. Is he fouling out now? That's one thing I think Chris has got to improve on, is figuring out where. Look, you're playing center for the most part. You got to use those fouls more wisely. And a travel, Emmanuel bails out Orangeville. Huge turnover. That was big. Mental errors killing both teams at key times here. Zhao. Kenny. Weaves in. No good. Kenny. And he's fouled. So important. The game clock is stopped, and now Kenny's going to shoot some free throws. Get points with no time ticking off. Huge free throws right here. Spalding, and the alley-oop, the exclamation point. David Ekachukwu on the alley-oop from Nathan Spalding. And Scarborough Prep with an 8-point lead with 54 seconds left. You know, when he was doing it, I thought, hey, hold up, man, hold it up. It wasn't exactly the smartest thing to do, because he should have just held it up and then worked that clock, but hey, how about an exclamation point if you're Scarborough? So I think that's one the coach will let go. Your Orangeville threes only. Kenny. Collinson 2. Now foul or turnover. Foul quickly or turnover. Foul him. He just fouled him. What are you waiting on? Foul the guy. Spalding, this is game right here. No. Foul him. What are they waiting on? And then they foul with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Well, it looks like Scarborough, barring a miracle, is going to get out of here with a W. I don't know why they were waiting so long to foul. You certainly don't foul with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Either let them play through their possession and try and get a turnover, or foul immediately. Well, hey, at least it was entertaining. Well, 26.9 to go. Scarborough Prep, 6-point lead. And Nathan Spalding, oh, this guy's out of second half. I'm surprised. I don't know whether it was some sort of discipline or something, but he was buried on the bench till late in the first half and came in, and this dude has just been electric. Nathan Spalding, excuse me. Big free throw. Now it's a 3-possession game. Get it up, get it up. Zhao slips, and that'll do it. There's the turnover. And they got a foul. Mental errors killing the Orangeville Prep Provincial squad. Yeah, it looks like Scarborough is going to come up here and walk out of here with a W. Adams, that's it. Hits them both. Keontae Adams, game, set, match, Scarborough Prep. 14.6 to go, but it's just all academic at this point. And Uthman Faki is fouled, and at this point, I mean, let's let it run out. To quote Eminem, sometimes you just got to admit when it's it. And it's it. Scarborough with the W. Faki hitting free throws to ice it, lead at 10. So think about that. Orangeville had a 10-point lead at the half. And here they are down 10 with 11.8 to go. We get 11. If you're Scarborough, don't foul at all. Just let them take the shot. And that was ugly. That hit the top of the backboard. An uncontested shot. Of course, stick around. Coming up. Orangeville Prep National versus Hodan Prep, and Scarborough Prep drives north of the city up to Highway 9 and comes away with a W. So Uthman Faki, Nathan Spalding, Andre Stinson on defense. What a game. I'm Chris McKee. Stick around. We'll be back in a few minutes for the next game.